What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Third Street Reactions. I'm James.
I'm Shane.
Zach.
We're back with the season premiere of Season 2,
Yes, we are.
BoJack Horseman.
I was making fun of how slow you were talking, but I probably need to slow
A little
down.
too reading rainbowish.
I probably
You just need to slow down sometimes, you know?
no, yeah. So yeah, that was a really good first season. That finale kind of left us off with him and Diane's relationship and the fact that they're going to be working together again on Secretariat.
There's a little lighter note for him.
It was.
Because that kid said he's his hero.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
the Secretariat was his hero.
So I wonder
Yep.
if this season, because I've gotten the feeling from people that this whole thing is a shit show in terms of
Season 2.
no, in terms of just how the show is in general. But
Right.
maybe we'll have like an up, like a maybe this will be
Ups and downs.
Ups and downs. Maybe this will be the up part of BoJack Horseman, how we see him in this light. You know what I mean?
Things did seem to turn a little bit towards the end. Him and Diana.
Yeah.
Diane?
Diane.
Him and Diane. Him and Diane seem to be, making amends a little bit. We'll see how the relationship goes on this movie. But, yes, things are turning. But we know it doesn't stay that way.
Maybe it would be interesting. But, yeah, I'm wondering, like, Season 2, like, if it will be a continuation, which I'm fine with. Or will there be a new character? Will the stakes change too much?
They have to change somewhat.
I mean, it's a cartoon, so the good thing about that is, like, we can have these new sets or these new...
Well, I have a feeling that they'd have to change the stakes somehow.
Yeah.
If it's just the same as the first season,
Yeah.
that drum beat would get old.
Yeah, eventually it would.
So-
Yeah.
Right. But anyways, we're going to start now.
Grow up, I want to be just like you, and I think I'm on the right track.
Oh.
Get it? Track? Because
Okay.
horses run on tracks, and you are a horse. I'm a horse. Do you get it? What do you do when you get sad?
Oh,
Not
big
sad.
stud running off to Gallivant with your fillies.
That's supposed to impress me? Because I can smash a dinner plate too. I thought these were the salad plates.
Don't sit so close to the TV. It'll make you cruel.
It'll rot your brain.
You ruined me, BoJack. I know. You better grow up to be something great. To make up for all the damage you've done.
I can't.
That hurts, man.
Okay, enough me being a great mom. I'm gonna go hide your father's heart medication. Enjoy your dumb little TV show.
Fuck.
The first thing is, you gotta believe that change is possible. You have to tell yourself every day,
Is that George Takei?
I can
Yeah.
change and I will change.
I can change, and I will change.
Why did I wake up in an alley?
I had to get rid of the old couch, Todd. My audiobook told me I had to let go of the burdens of my life so far. Oh, you know what? Maybe it was my life so far.
I still feel like you could have woken me up first.
The hill is a metaphor.
Oh, boy.
Everything is a metaphor.
We just recently heard him in Star Wars: The Clone
You
Wars.
are literally a metaphor.
What's the strangler? I guess some people just see what they want to see. Right, Vincent? Yeah.
He does have a job.
I gotta go. One of my dumbass clients is here.
Being late, just like you ordered.
I said latte.
Huh. Well, I wrote down late, so this is gonna be.
What happened to Laura?
Assistants are like Belushi brothers. The good ones leave too soon and the bad ones never come back.
It's a beautiful day, though, right?
I don't know who they are, so it's Michael Bell.
Hashtag Mary.
Are you ready for your first day on set tomorrow?
You mean, am I amped? Because I am so pumped.
This Secretariat movie is a big deal. Please do not blow it.
Why would I blow it? I have a brand new attitude. You know, when I won that Golden Globe last month, I went to a very dark place. I was in a hole, and I realized I can wallow in this hole, or I can change. And while I was tempted to go with the former, sometimes the only way...
Can't see anything in this stupid thing.
I know, Mr. Peanutbutter, but the doctor says you gotta keep it on for
Got a
one
cone
more
on his
week.
head. Yep.
What the hell?
Idiot. Is the bandana doing anything?
First day on the job, huh? Hashtag great day to start fresh at a new job. Sincerely, BoJack. At Diane.
Still can't believe you wanted to carpool.
Gotta save the planet, Diane.
Hey, is that BoJack Horseman? I really don't know because I have no peripheral vision. Going off a smell here, folks.
Mr. Peanutbutter.
I have to wear the cone so I don't gnaw on the stitches I had to get when I punched a mirror last week. I got drunk and thought my reflection was another dog.
So mad at that other dog.
And I got a pair of tickets to the Stone Show this Kend. Wanna go?
The Rolling Stones?
What? Oh, no. The Mighty Mighty Boss Stones.
You know, I'm not really familiar with that out.
There's always these pictures of like asses.
I know, I saw that last
And there's
episode.
like the pink one.
Yeah.
Mr. Peanutbutter.
All right, bring
I noticed the last episode, but I'm noticing.
With the dog, he smells ass.
BoJack's ready
I guess, yeah. Yeah.
I'm Diane. I'm here to be a character consultant.
What?
I got a call from the studio. They said
Yeah,
that-
okay. Why don't you stand over there and make sure no one trips over that cable? Hey, who's this guy? Who let this guy in?
I just,
He's got a real funny face. I like your face, guy.
Thank you.
What a cute, funny face. You want a cookie?
Can someone
okay.
get this guy a cookie? Got a very soothing face, and I like looking at it. It's like a Matisse painting.
Whoa. guys, can I... It's a complex role that requires a precise touch and a deft hand, and I just can't wait to tackle it head on. It's truly an honor. Namaste.
So in this scene, Secretariat's at his lowest. He just lost his first race. His father was sent to the glue factory. It's a dark moment.
You got it.
Scene 22 Alpha, take...
What are you doing here?
Hello?
I can't tell you how disappointed I am you're not here with me in northern Cordovia. I'm incredibly...
Fox in a foxhole.
Lucky for you, there'll still be just as much famine and war and devastation in 3 months.
I'm not dead yet.
Lucky me.
Hey, Secretariat.
What are you doing here? Well, that was bad. I know that was bad. Let's just keep it rolling.
I'll say when to keep rolling.
Okay.
I don't know if this helps or not, but when Secretariat was a kid, he actually...
Hey, look out!
My beautiful face!
So let me get this straight. Bad means good?
Maybe you should leave the team talk to me. Jeezy Kableezy.
Well, it wasn't Ibsen.
That's your takeaway? That your son's TV show wasn't Ibsen?
Oh, and what's this letter I have? It's from the government saying, I'm proud of you.
Are you?
Oh, no, actually what I'm holding is nothing.
Excuse me, can you check on our drinks? I would love some gin right now.
I suffered through that ordeal. You know, the man sitting next to me was wearing a t-shirt, BoJack, in the theater.
Yes, a t-shirt. That is the worst thing that's ever happened to anyone in a theater.
The t-shirt told
Lincoln.
me to just do it.
Well, as long as one of us dies, that's good enough for me. Can we please get some alcohol into my mouth?
The past is past.
Okay. Hello?
Hey, small talk, small talk, small talk. Are you blowing it? I heard you're blowing it.
What? Who told you that? Was it Todd? Todd!
You gotta turn the ship around, Boj.
Have a seat. Hey! Enough with the stopping already!
Am I a clown?
Oh, brother. But didn't I tell you not to invite your mom to the taping? As Max Headroom would say, your mom is a bitch.
But I am a good actor, right?
BJ, I don't know. Maybe someday later you'll need to learn how to act for real, but for now, don't worry about it.
Oh shit. I'm not an actor. All this time I assumed there was more to me than everyone thought. Oh god. Okay. What should I do? Make a break for it? Drive to Mexico? Start a new life there? Meet a local girl? Fall in love? Talk my way into a line job at a textile plant? Oh, what am I gonna do? The walls are closing in!
BoJack, breathe. You can do this. You have 2 days. Maybe you could hire an acting coach. Yeah. Plus, you can watch old Secretariat videos.
What are you doing here?
That was it. Say that again.
What are you doing here?
BoJack.
What?
Standard procedure these days when your star is assessed to be of a certain liability, like say if there was a whole book written about what a reckless jackass he is, you make a digital replica of his head so you're not screwed if he goes all Belushi on you.
Wait, which Belushi? I gotta go on Kimmel now, too? What if he makes me read a mean tweet? I'm not emotionally prepared for that.
Don't worry so much. If you can't do this part, we'll just fire you and get someone else who can. Either way, I'll be fine.
Do you think you made a mistake hiring me?
I don't make mistakes, BoJack. I do the crossword in Sharpie, and I never learn the shortcut for undo.
It's Command Z.
Won't need it. Won't use it.
What are you doing here? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
So, I went a little overboard, and I made you 2 mixes.
What? I don't have time for this. I don't want to listen to your music, and I don't want to hang out with you. Get the hell out of here.
Oh, all right. You don't want to listen to the Boss Stones together. That's the impression that I get. I see.
Way to go, Mr. Peanutbutter. What a stupid move. Why'd you?
BoJack,
BoJack, listen. Damn it! It's time to stop being a coward. It's time to go home and sleep on BoJack's couch. Hooray! Happy ending for Todd!
Goose decided to go in a different direction.
Are you saying the Van Sant camp wants to recant on Van Camp? Because they can't! Charlie?
I can't get to the phone right now.
What?
This is one of those answering machines that sounds like it's Charlie talking, but it's actually just
Charlie, Princess Carolyn again. Listen.
Mailbox is full.
What? Mailbox full?
Error!
Wait.
Message deleted. Gotta go. Bye.
You. The house is at the top of the hill.
Break
The
that fucking
hill
George
is
Takei
also
recording, the audio book on my phone. Bullshit.
That'd be terrible.
What made him good at it was him.
Yeah.
I read your book, BoJack.
Oh.
It takes a real narcissist to think anyone wants to buy a book about him. You know how I feel about Anne Frank.
Ouch.
I know. I know you want to be happy, but you won't be, and I'm sorry.
What?
It's not just you, you know. The ugliness inside you. You were born broken. That's your birthright. And now you can fill your life. Well, it won't make you whole. You're BoJack Horseman. There's no cure for that. Anyway, do you remember who...
What are you doing here?
Great, we got it. Let's move on.
What the fuck did you think?
Oh, you know what's weird about BoJack? Because sometimes when I'm feeling like, okay, I need a little more from this episode, like at the end, home runs it.
Right.
This is another example of it for me, where, you know, there were some funny bits, and it was like kind of really, I don't know, it just wasn't giving me like enough comedy and enough drama, I should say.
Yeah.
And then the ending with the mom returning full circle and just, I don't want to say fulfilling. What's the word I'm looking for? Confirming to BoJack, hey, listen, you're not going to be a good person. You can't. You were born broken. You are BoJack Horseman, and that's who you are, and that's it. All this little self-motivational bullshit, which, you know, those things, like, it's well known that they don't work really well. It takes a special kind of person, really. You know, he
Reminds
just...
you of Tombstone. You've seen Tombstone, haven't you?
Once.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, when Val Kilmer's talking about Johnny Ringo, he's talking about how, you know, this man's born with a hole inside of him. You can never kill enough or take enough to fill it. Mm-hmm. And it just kind of reminded me of that scene where it's just there's nothing that's going to fill that void.
Yeah.
And you just keep taking and driving yourself into the ground and hurting because you can never consume enough or do enough.
Yeah.
To fill that hole. Yeah. Some people are like that.
Yeah. But yeah, and I think the big question is, can BoJack be a better person and stop being this shitty dude?
It makes you wonder though, because some people though, once they've established themselves as that, or it's been established that is who they are.
Yeah.
And they go through a lot of self-improvement, they become so much less interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he certainly would be less interesting if he was going to be that guy that we were seeing. Right. But I mean, I know guys who know them, but there's people who rob banks, go to prison, they kill people, or you know, they'll go to prison, get out 10 years later, and they're completely changed and they're better for it. You know what I mean? So I don't think
doesn't mean it's not better for them. Right. But as far as entertainment's concerned,
well, in terms of that BoJack wouldn't be interesting. I think we need to see his story. If he improves, it needs to be over a long period of time with ups and downs. It needs to be like the last episode. Yeah.
You know, BoJack remind me though of people like I've known in my own life who have struggled with certain things, and you know they decide like one day, oh, I'm going to change, and then like so gung ho for weeks, right? And then you slowly see it erode away, right?
Yeah, because emotion is fleeting.
Old,
for one thing,
right?
So it can't be emotionally based.
Yeah, it's like the new versus the old, and like the change, the hype versus the reality.
Right.
First, you try to get yourself pumped up. It's like New Year's resolutions. It's a new start, and I'm going to get out there and I'm going to do this. And you try to get yourself pumped up. In reality, it's just another fucking month from where you were before, and time is relative.
Exactly.
You know, it's just a flat fucking circle, and the days are just going by, and gravity is just, and the cell death is just, you're wasting away. And
entropy.
Yeah, and you're just, there's you're trying to establish some relevance to it. But in reality, you're going to change if there's an important enough reason. And if there's
or a traumatic enough reason.
Yeah, and if there's not enough reason that's going to get you off your ass, you're going to fall into the same easy routines.
Exactly.
No, I agree. Like it's like I said, it's really rare. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's okay because there's some people that really bust their balls themselves and get out there and make a difference for themselves.
They do. Yeah.
They are, and more power to them. I'm not saying nobody does, but I'm saying a lot of people
very small
will
percentage.
just fall into that margin where you want life to be easy so much that you want the hard work, everything, the payoff. You want the payoff to come easy.
Yeah. Right. Speaking of gyms, before I forget, my buddy, I got a couple personal trainer buddies, and they say January, February, baby, that is, they make 50% of their money for the year in those months.
Well, because everyone thinks that's it's a date on a calendar for change.
Yeah.
But in the reality, it reminds me of a Lamb of God song. Lamb of God, fantastic metal band.
Yeah.
They say, what are you waiting for the stars to align? Like, there's never going to be that perfect fucking moment.
Yeah, you got to do it. You most likely you won't wait for the month. You know what I mean?
Well, I think no matter the hole that's in you, like I can relate to that to a certain point. I mean, no matter what's inside you, no desire or whatever, there's no fulfillment for it. Mm-hmm. It's just emptiness. You know, you have to decide what's important, even if it's not important to you, but important to the things that matter in your life. Yeah. You have to take steps towards that. And
there's a lot of not always like an emotional thing about it. It's like, for instance, you might be thinking, because sometimes I think about my kids, and I'm thinking what's important to them, and like I'm like a vessel to channel that to them, and that's what's important.
You're a cog in the machine. You're a mechanism.
Yeah,
you're just part of this life flow, bringing these kids up and establishing routines for them,
and doing the best job you can,
trying to help them establish and develop the things that are important to them. So you have to go to work. You have to make money. You have to put bread on the table. You have to pay the bills, just so you can have those moments with them to show those. Say it's like 45 minutes out of your fucking day.
Yeah.
But to get those 45 minutes out of your fucking day, you have to do all the other bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's how empty and devoid the American life really is.
It really
Everyone
is.
imagines it as a utopia, but really it's a forge. This country is not a fucking melting pot. Everyone says it is. Like, it's going to come out in this nice brothel of soup. No, this country either makes steel or it makes shit that gets thrown out and recycled into better steel. That's what this country is supposed to be.
I mean, and I think that gets into something I was thinking about watching this episode is, you know, when the mom was telling BoJack that he'll never be anything and he'll never really be happy. Like, is real happiness even achievable anymore in this country?
I said this to someone that you and I both know once. Life isn't about being happy. It's not, ultimately, because happiness is fleeting.
Yes.
There are a few fine moments that matter that you can look back and reflect upon. But I look back on it's probably my upbringing too. You know, my dad, he works. That's all he ever's done. It's all he's ever done is work. And when he retires, he imagines himself working.
Right.
He wants to get a bulldozer and a burn brush and shit like that.
Yeah.
And that's his idea of achievable, like a
what kind of things he likes. So.
Right.
Yeah, but he's still working.
Yeah.
It's not like sitting on his ass and getting fat and fishing.
Right.
Yeah.
He wants to keep being purposeful.
I was thinking about this yesterday, like thinking, you know, other than normal things like that you get happy about, like, you know, you have your kids, right? But like I'm talking about like just a general happiness in your life for a prolonged period of time. I was thinking back since I've been a kid, I can't think of a time in my life where I've been happy for a prolonged period. And maybe I just need to accept that's the way life really is, because we strive for that. But maybe that's just the way life is. You think people in the 1800s or 1700s worried about,
surviving.
I'm not happy. You know, maybe we have this mindset.
You're getting taxed by fucking goddamn tea taxes that were bullshit from people, you know, thousands of miles away over the pond.
We threw it in a...
We threw that shit in the goddamn bay.
Yeah, we did.
But yeah, I mean, maybe we're focused on the wrong things.
Well, so what I subscribe to is, like, I like being happy, but I think that's a byproduct of other things in your life. I think I'd rather be fulfilled. And happiness, I think, is fleeting. It's not... I mean, what's happiness? It's a moment before you need more happiness.
I've made a lot of bad decisions in bad moods, but I've made a lot of regrettable decisions when I'm in a good mood. Like tying myself into things that I've regretted later, like responsibilities, like overtaking certain responsibilities that were just overtaxing and shit, or things that I didn't really agree on, but I was just in a good mood. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'll do it. And being in a good mood is not always the best time to make good decisions. So I feel like you should find things that are fulfilling, which is he said to me many times.
Yeah.
But that's not always. Sometimes fulfillment doesn't always mean you're happy the whole time. I mean,
It doesn't. But like, I'd rather chase fulfillment than chase happiness. And happiness is sometimes a byproduct of fulfillment, but it's not always.
Mm-hmm.
And happiness is just an emotional state, and the things that make you happy as a child don't make you happy when you're older. You know what I mean? And it's just, you always need more. That's what sales and advertising is about, and they know that. They say, what's happiness? It's a moment before you need more happiness. So they come up with something bigger and better. They have it all written down. We're doing this in January, and then 6 months later, we're doing this. It's an improved version of that because we know people need that, and we're creating something that they don't need, and they're going to think they need it. And then 6 months later, we're going to create a better version of that. It's a moment before you need more happiness.
I've kind of boiled my own life down to what's the purpose of anything. Like, I don't like doing things that I feel have no purpose in my life.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they won't have purpose in someone else's life, or they can even share my perspective.
Yeah.
But I don't like to draw anymore unless I see a purpose in it.
Yeah.
So I don't even draw for fun anymore. Like, if I can draw, there's a purpose for it, like for the channel or something, I want to accomplish something with it. But I don't like to sit down and just do it. To me, it just feels like a waste of time. Even though I know a lot of artists that really enjoy drawing and just sitting down and do it as a pastime, they get better for it. It's like practice.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just like I work all day, and then we do this all night. And when I get to home to want to relax, I don't want to sit down and fucking draw because to me it's just like more work.
Well, because you put that work in that. I guess you put that amount of thought and work into it to where it is something that's not leisurely.
It's not leisurely at all.
So like,
I don't see. Like, I want things to have a purpose in my life, down to the things I own.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even like to own nice things because I feel like I got to take care of it, and I got to do this, and I got to do that. Like, I don't want this nice shit. I don't want a brand new Mercedes in my driveway. That's not a life. That's not a life. Yeah. No, I think I'll be afraid of fucking it up or something. And I'll have to take care of it. I just don't want nice things. Right. I just think there's no purpose in them.
You seem like you were going to say something.
No, I mean, just a little off topic. We did see in this episode that BoJack didn't even hear the inspirational speech that Secretariat said in the last episode of season 1 because the parents were fighting. I don't know if you recall
and I think that. So, and I think that was honestly a more important thing than George Takei, who sounded better.
Right.
He's great. Which is funny. I didn't know who that was until I've been enlightened that, he's actually been in this, and this. And I found out who he was because of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I'm like, okay, he's someone that I should know about.
He was in the last Avatar, or the Avatar of the Last Airbender.
Okay. But yeah, just, and just moving forward in your life. And I don't think that means you don't reconcile the past. I mean, and I don't think that means you don't think about the past, but you try not to the best of your ability. And I know sometimes it sucks you in, or sometimes there's this hole. But to the best of your ability, moving forward.
I think the past are lessons about who you actually are. People like to ignore it because they think they're going to keep making changes and they're going to change for the better. But I think you need to reflect.
Yeah.
You need to sit back and say, I made these decisions because that is who I am. So what can I do to make? Like, I think it's true. I mean, a lot of people think they want to ignore it and you can make better decisions, but I think if you can honestly reflect on who you are, you can make better decisions for yourself, understanding who you are.
I'm laughing because George Takei and who was the guy he was in Star Trek with? The main character of Star Trek.
William Shatner?
William Shatner. Fucking George Takei and William Shatner have some major beef going on in the last few years. I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but
no, I don't stay out of that.
Essentially, they asked William Shatner about George Takei, and he was like, "Oh, well, George Takei was barely even part of the show. I barely even know who he is." And this got back to George Takei.
Why do you have to fucking say that?
Because
the money's already been made.
Shatner's a fucking asshole.
I know, but the money's been made and the fame has been had.
Right.
He has no reason to lord it over anybody anymore.
Yeah, it's like Scottie Pippen's doing right now with Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls.
It's like pettiness.
I can't stay in pettiness for the most part. You know what I mean?
I like being petty sometimes because it's funny to me.
I think it's funny, but I think real petty, like that shit, I don't want to.
Pettiness that affects others
Yeah.
is different. That has a cost, but like, to be petty about little things and bring them up for a laugh.
Yeah, I mean,
I like to do that a lot. Probably to the point where it makes it seem like I'm a very petty person.
Right.
To you, anyway, because you brought it up.
I don't bring it up.
Yeah, you have.
Today?
Not today.
No, but I remember when you brought it up because I'm petty.
The Belushi brothers.
Yeah, John and Jim.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about
And I believe John is
Blues
the one
Brothers,
that died.
right? Bruce. He was one of them. Was John?
John was the one that was in the Blues Brothers and he died. He had a coke overdose, I think. He was also in Animal House, right?
Who was in Blues Brothers with him?
Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd, yeah.
Okay.
And I believe John was the one that died. It could have been Jim.
I think it was John.
I think it was John.
Right.
But he was the funnier one.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like the Penn brothers. I like Chris Penn more than Sean Penn. The heavy set one. He was in Reservoir Dogs.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah. What else is he in?
He was in. God damn.
You gave us a look.
Yeah, it's
really?
like, fuck, man. I mean, if you've seen Reservoir Dogs, he was the son.
Well, I saw it once with you.
A long time ago.
Like in the camper.
Well, I've only seen him in 2 things, and I can't remember the second thing. Honestly, it was a more recent film, but he died. And I know people like Sean Penn a lot, and that's fine. I've seen him in what was that movie he was in? He was a hitman. Is The Gunman?
I don't know, but he's great in Mystic River as well.
Mystic River's okay. Wasn't really my type of film.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
I didn't watch that, and it's definitely not my kind of film.
Yeah.
At least, I mean, from what I saw enough that I didn't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Could watch it and feel differently. I don't know. But he was in a movie called The Gunman, I think. And I really liked him in that. But Chris Penn was just... And I loved him in Reservoir Dogs.
I have to say it again, yeah.
Why don't you tell me what really happened? He was just great.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, the Belushi brothers, I think John was the more heavy-set one.
Okay.
He was just a lot funnier, a lot more enjoyable on screen.
Yeah, on Saturday Night Live too, right?
Yeah, and but I mean, I'm not knocking Jim because Jim's, from what I've seen, and I don't remember any of the works honestly, but he's not bad. It's you have that contrast, and I'm sure the death helps aid that contrast.
Oh, yeah.
Like, once someone's taken too soon, you kind of
it lightens you a little bit,
right?
It's kind of like Heath Ledger, but Heath Ledger was great.
Yeah,
but he doesn't have a brother to compare him to.
No,
but. You know, it's just a damn shame. But it elevates them at a certain point,
It does.
too.
Right.
Yeah. One thing I was thinking about was when BoJack was listening to these motivational tapes, I can't remember if he was doing in this movie, and I'm not saying that stuff never works. I'm saying it normally doesn't work, and it normally doesn't last long. But when it does, it's cool. American Beauty is one of my favorite movies. I put it in my top 100 for sure.
I used to love that movie because I just remember saying I wanted to be like Kevin Spacey's character. I remember Eric saying, "It's not someone you should want to be," because he just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
at
no,
that point, and that's what I liked about.
Well, that's the thing that's why he's a great character, is because he was in the rat race, and he was like, he told his wife, "But this isn't life, this couch, right?" Because he spilled the wine.
This is just stuff.
It's just stuff, and he's right.
It's become more important to you than living. Is what he said.
So in that respect, I think you want to have a happy medium, but. You know, I think it was really cool, and it's great that he had all this money that he can just go work at a burger joint and still go home.
Well, he blackmailed his fucking boss.
Yeah, he can still go home and live comfortably. You know what I mean? So
the car I've always wanted, and now I have it. I rule.
Yeah. So no, it's just about him, and he was getting in shape, and he was doing all these things to.
Well, a woman was inspiring.
It was. It's weird what a woman can do.
He had a muse.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to have a muse. You know, they can come in any shape or form.
Look at all the great pieces of art and songs we have, like, especially songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, muses, a lot of people, especially comfortable married people, you know, like people that have established lives where that could cause offense.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, it can be awkward, you know, to have a muse or something like that. But they come and they go.
Yeah.
And
they do.
Especially when you're an artist or a creative mindset, you find them. And
I mean, it's like the tortured people that make, I think, great pieces of art lots of times.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but...
Sorry, I know this is all blowing towards you.
It's really weird. Why is that?
We need like a small mini fan.
Is it the door
over there? That sucks at that.
Maybe that door was more open. It might.
Getting secondhand smoke here.
Yeah. Anyways, no, this was a good one. I don't want to talk about the death.
By the end of our career, we'll all be smoking.
We will all be fucking have emphysema on tanks right here. But before we go,
it's all blowing right towards you.
The Mighty Boss Tones.
There's no way I'm getting that. What?
The Mighty Boss Tones. You ever heard of that band?
I don't know them.
You ever heard
I've heard of them, but I don't know.
I feel like I've heard of them. I think they have a song in a video game.
Yeah, so that's when I heard that band. Like, I remember them probably being a one-hit wonder. In the 90s.
Favorite song's a one-hit wonder.
What's that?
My favorite song is a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, so I don't know, but just when they said that band, I'm like, man, I really feel like I should know who that is.
Yeah.
So.
All right. But yeah, so no, this was a good one. The ending really knocked it home for me. Usually, I'm more about the journey. I think it has a good ending or bad ending. It doesn't faze me too much, but in this case, like the ending really stuck it. So
It's a crazy.
It was a good landing.
that a lot of times in BoJack there recently.
Yeah. And for sure, yeah. But anyway, so that's it. We'll see you next episode.
Thanks for tuning in. If you like what you do here, what we do here, What you do too.
What you do there.
You know?
Maybe you're doing something while we're doing this.
You know,
maybe
whatever you're doing.
Maybe you're doing cocaine.
More power to you. If you like the show, you like what we do in accordance with the show, like, subscribe, comment down below. No rhyme intended.
Subscribe.